Hello everyone, my name is Aimilios Metaxas. I'm an artist. I was born in Greece and then I came to London to do my master's in painting. And originally I started studying animation, but later on throughout my career I decided to focus more on painting because for me painting is a space where I have more creative freedom and I get to tell my own stories through the characters which I create. While I was growing up, I was influenced both by the art of the West, but also by the art of the East. My family, in the many years ago, used to sell silk coming from China through the Silk Road, and so they have accumulated a lot of artifacts, which I was lucky enough to grow up with. And then my love for animation came by, so I would say my practice is a merge of all these worlds, the art of the East, the West, but also the playfulness and the power that comes with storytelling from the animation. Color as well, I use pigments that have an emotional connection to me because, for example, gold is a color which I grew up with and Greece is known for. And then blue again, the ocean, I would say purple comes from the Tyrian purple, which is a rare pigment that the Byzantine Empire had as well. And then red, which is a color of blood, which I think it's a very powerful pigment to say to draw people in and make them focus on something you want to say. I grew up in Greece. I was always close to the ocean, and I was always intrigued by, I would say, the mysteries that lure beneath the waves because the ocean has not been fully discovered yet. So for me, it's a place where imagination still can run wild, and you never know what we'll find later. Maybe one of my creatures in my paintings can actually exist, but we don't know yet. So I like this freedom of imagination that still exists today. So like most of my paintings, I don't have a sketch before I start. It all comes natural and in the moment. And what I like to do is layers for me serve in a way on how psychology works, and when you talk to someone after you speak with them you discover more about him, so you go through many layers and then you can get closer to them. So for me my paintings work like that, similar to a human being. The more time you spend with them, the more you get to see, and you always see them from a different perspective. So yeah, it's kind of like telling a story and always evolving through time. I would say storytelling mythology has always been a way for people to try to understand and explore the world in which they live in. So I think we're no different from them. We're still trying to explore and understand our own existence. So I believe similar to how fairy tales would work, because obviously these old legends were viewed differently by the people who created them. There are ways for me to tell stories and bring along and explore along with everyone else our own existence. Because I like to paint on the spot, and every time I do a brush stroke, like it's filled with emotion, so it's all done directly. I would say 1 week and a half to 2 weeks, but then there are cases where more delicate technique is required, such as embroidery, so that would usually take a month and a half. Because for me, painting is a powerful medium where we can explore things that we can't see in the physical world, such as your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings. And so it has this freedom where you can paint and do whatever you want because there's no boundaries in painting. So I really love, and this is something I really love about. And ink is a medium where for me it's the only one that it can keep up with my way of thought. So I always have fun using them, but there's sometimes where I really want to travel to the physical world and create pieces using porcelain, jewelry. Depending on the circumstances, I want to play around and use materials which fit best to my emotional state at that time. Favorite artists would be Takashi Murakami and Keith Haring, who were the ones that inspired me to transition from animation to painting, because their work, although very playful and very interactive with the people of today, tackle very serious and important themes that we need to consider. And then I would say it's funny. I actually am inspired, and I love many of my contemporaries and classmates from the RCA who I was very fortunate enough to study with. I would say my favorite animated film would be Howl's Moving Castle by Studio Ghibli, because it has this balance of fun and immersive into this new environment and imagination, but also the themes that it tackles are very important and very also difficult to understand, but you need to watch them again and again and spend time with them. And then one of my favorite films would be Malena. It's an Italian film starring Monica Bellucci, and for me, it's a film where it doesn't need no words. Like the actors' expressions and the music and everything is so strong that I just love it. Yeah. I feel very fortunate to be doing what I do. I think it's a world where I am very passionate about, and I enjoy every moment of it. And I love working with galleries, having exhibitions here, but also overseas, and even the possibility to collaborate with many other creative fields such as fashion, jewelry. I'm very excited to see like how life will bring things, and yeah, I don't know. I'm very happy. Hello everyone, I'm Aimilios Metaxas, and you're watching Distract TV.